Hello, beautiful ones. I'm feeling to connect here at this solstice time to offer some very gentle nervous system toning strategies. It's a really interesting time we're in, and our nervous system really requires toning daily, down-regulating, using all of the tools that we have to create that sense of safety and security within the body. And so when we're in that fight-flight response, it's very hard to slow down and be present. In fact, sometimes our spirit has flown out of the body, literally. In psychology, they're talking about dissociation. And in spiritual terms, in energy terms, we do lose part of our spirit from the soma, the body, because it's safer somewhere out there than having to deal with the cumulative daily anxieties and stresses. Globally, so much is happening. It's like we're in a dark night of the soul globally, isn't it? And so our own journey has to be very consistent, with tender loving care and gentleness. So that harsh critic and that judging mind, let's allow ourselves to let that go, even for moments. Mindfulness, micro-mindfulness, if it can't be a continual stream, micro-yoga, little recalibrations throughout the day. It's like when you're thirsty, taking a drink of water or a cup of tea. Brushing our teeth in the morning, washing our face. We do things regularly through the day to take care of our bodies in particular ways, but the nervous system. There are so many breaths we could use, particular type of breaths, and I'll do one in a moment. But allowing ourselves to come into a space that we've created that is beautiful, that has flowers, maybe a candle, maybe fragrance, private, away from distractions, the phone, our devices. So I'm talking about an interior space at the moment, but it could be outdoor in the beautiful divine cathedral of Gaia. But at home, in a space that we can create that is sacred, to just really come into the body. We can't fix the mind with mind. The mind is the whole body, but that thought aspect, the brain aspect, just the hardware, we can't fix our stress and anxiety by continuing to think and cycling, looping around. Our neurotransmitters become so accustomed that they love that feeling, and we get addicted to the adrenaline and cortisol. So coming out of that looping pattern, I know how it is. It's difficult, and I haven't done it, and I continue to do it. And we use lots of distractions, all sorts of distractions. I could make the big list, but I think you know those ones that seem to be less harmful, like shopping, dopamine drip feeding ourselves with online presence or food. There are other ones, substances, intimacy without love, plenty more. So releasing the distractions and coming home to ourselves is very confronting, because we've been pushing down denying, deflecting, distracting with those old egoic responses, or reactions rather. So learning to respond, we have to soften the body. It begins with the physical body and our intention. We can go on spinning in cycles for years and years, decades. And I know that I used to use exercise and the beautiful serotonin and endorphin flood that I would receive, but it had to be more and more exercise, even into endurance training, triathlons, to get that fix that I couldn't achieve without that too much training, overtraining, harming the body, too many free radicals released, and not enough antioxidant activity, nutrition. So here we are now. And as the world shifts and changes, yes, in the Aquarian age, out of Kali Yuga into Dwapara Yuga. Here at winter solstice in the southern hemisphere, I invited my beautiful community to notice the sun, and if they are of an age and maturity, to recall what the sun used to look like to them as a child. So I invite you to do that as well, just to, as a marker, as a temporal marker of where we are in this evolutionary process for humanity, moving out of the darkest, deepest era. In fact, it looks like we're going into more of one. I feel to say that I strongly believe, know in my heart and gnosis, that we are not. It's the chaos and the storm that has to happen to reveal and disclose and siphon out the lower frequencies. So to take care of ourselves and find that peacefulness in our own heart, the peace that will flow out into our communities without us saying anything, the vibration, the harmonic of a peaceful heart. We know the heart a vortex, a stargate, not the pump that we've been told that it is. So if we can maintain that peacefulness or come towards it, then we will be affecting so many people around us. It's catching, it's contagious. But it's very difficult to find a peaceful heart when we're in anxiety and stress, trauma, post-traumatic stress. We have to start very slowly and carefully, mindfully, treating ourselves with such loving intention. So I invite you, and if closing down eyes isn't comfortable for you, just a softened gaze. It's a Drishtian yoga, a meditative soft gaze. And we're feeling our body. You might like to just bring your hands to the outside of your arms and gently rub. Yes, we're giving ourselves a beautiful caress, but more than that, our brains have been hardwired from birth to feel this gentle parental caress as nurturing and safe. And so you will find that you tend to gentle down, maybe even take a bigger breath, a sigh breath. One of the most beautiful and very effective breaths that we can engage in comes naturally, the physiological sigh, but we can induce it as well. And so I invite you to take a sipping breath through the nose, top up at the top, fill the whole lungs, and then and again. You may even make that sound, that sighing sound. Anytime through the day, the physiological sigh will recalibrate the nervous system towards parasympathetic entrainment. We can use breath for all types of different things through the day. But if it feels uncomfortable to take deep breaths, I invite you to bring your hands gently, palms facing each other. If you can, sit upright and allow the spine, the energetic Sushumna, the central meridian, to be very open and vertical. You can do it lying down. Once again, eyes closed or open, soft gaze. As we inhale, we feel the hands moving out as the lungs expand, and as we exhale, they float back in. I've closed my eyes, but you may have yours open. As we inhale and allow the hands to gently move apart, and then exhale, they're coming together. I invite you to notice at the same time your feet planted firmly on the floor, feeling the earth beneath the floor. You find your own rhythm of breath, one that suits you, and we're gently moving our hands and breathing at the same time. You might notice that your shoulders soften down a little, or you could bring awareness there and intend for that to be so. You might even be able to find a gentle smile to your heart. Acknowledging that beautiful energy center that is so much more, that really is the core of our evolution, coming into the heart. As you feel your body moving gently, your lungs expanding, notice thoughts. Notice thoughts moving in. Don't judge them. We're just noticing. Oh, you might even think there's that old one again. That old chestnut keeps coming around. Can I just for now, with my breath and my gentle movement, allow that thought to float onto a leaf that's in the stream, moving gently past in my mind, floating away. And when another arrives, maybe that could land on a leaf as well and swirl softly out of view. Beautiful. Noticing my feet and my legs. Noticing how I'm sitting, how it feels to have the clothes on my body and the skin on my clothing touching, the air on my skin, how it feels with the air coming into the nostrils and out of the nostrils. If I have eyes closed, maybe there is something there in darkness, velvety and black, or maybe there are shapes and colours. Can I listen in deeply with my ears, listening to the sounds in the room and any outside, noticing the layers of sound, and listening in as though my whole body is an instrument of hearing. There might be a fragrance in the air. Noticing if there are one or two. Still breathing and moving the hands gently. Perhaps your breath has changed its rate and rhythm, its depth. So you're moving your hands in that same beautiful rhythm. You might have a taste on the tongue. All of your senses are becoming more attuned, and you're noticing the emotion, the feeling that you're having right now in this moment, without needing to change it, without judging it, noticing the feeling. As we bring our hands to our heart, acknowledging that feeling or feelings, emotions, really only have a lifespan of 90 seconds unless we continue to dive into them. Without the process of integration. Unless we allow them to store in the tissues in the body. So there are multiple ways that we can address those things over time. And this is the beginning. If you feel to take your hand on your sternum, your breastbone, above the heart center, where the thymus is, a gentle tapping or a rubbing. We're stimulating, in spiritual terms, the high heart hridaya. In yoga philosophy, is the thymus gland, really powerful technology for our immunity and vitality. And as we mature, less thymopoietin is produced, unless we actively intend to activate that and to move in ways that embrace and enhance our vitality. So you can just see that I'm gently swaying forward and back. It's a very gentle but powerful way to soothe and self-soothe our nervous system. If you're tapping, it's gently with the fingertips. Beautiful. And if you feel to another breath, the humming breath, Bharamari in yoga, named after the black buzzing bee in India. We have our lips closed, our teeth are apart, our tongue is hanging loosely in the mouth. We might close eyes down or that soft gaze. As we take a breath in, it doesn't have to be fully deep. It may become deeper as we move into our practice, breathing out through the nose and making a humming sound. It will sound like this. Continuing on for as long as you feel, at least 10 or 11 breaths. You might notice that as you breathe in with this one, your shoulders rise up as the heart feels, the lungs feel. And then as you hum out, the shoulders soften down and the whole body softens and sinks. Just noticing if that is there for you. Beautiful ones, winter solstice blessings from Yoga Ocean here in Devonport, Tasmania. Luchawida Trawana. And in this time of hunkering down, cocooning, a time for reflection, a time for going inward, and utilising all of the resources that we've gathered in the summer months, lighting the fire and fanning that ember within with true self-love and self-care. We can't get there straight away from trauma response or being in trauma or holding on to old emotion in the body. We need to move gently and slowly with these kinds of practices, which I offer here at Yoga Ocean, but also feeling to do more online with this one, beginning. And I invite you to reach out as I do Zoom calls and of course face-to-face here in the studio. Invitation also to move out even in the cold weather, to become barefoot on Mother Earth, Gaia. It will defrag the whole system, an ionic exchange, releasing negative ions and gaining positive ions, connecting in with Schumann resonance, the ley lines, dragon lines, the serpent, feathered serpent energy running through Mother Earth. It is a beautiful way to anchor and defrag the body. Getting in the ocean, I know it's not for everyone. I love the cold and then the heat. Beautiful sauna to ocean. How blessed we are to have these opportunities. So beauties, I thank you. Namaste. Love and blessings.